Hello, welcome to Toffee TV. We are live. Whatever this name of this show is called, that's what we're talking about.
Transfer.
Okay, fair enough. Wasn't 100% sure. Ned just changes it every day.
Oh, he does. He does randomly.
I thought the show was called Friday
No,
Live.
but we're in the transfer.
Oh, okay,
window,
fair enough.
So that's
I
right.
mean,
Friday Live when we're not in the transfer.
Frank Lampard has done his press conference. We'll talk about that in a bit because apparently this is the transfer show. How many Everton transfers are there?
Oh, there's loads.
Yeah.
43, I think. But Burnley have signed another player, so there you go. Burnley have signed Amin Al-Dakil from Sint-Truiden. See? Vincent not scared to buy players, not from the that are playing.
He's got a big pot of money. He's still. We got this much for Dwight McNeil. He's like, I've bought an entire squad off Dwight McNeil
and a fast winger to replace Dwight McNeil, who scores every week,
and an air fryer,
which Caelan Kyle has now endorsed. West Ham turned down Wolves' offer for Craig Dawson.
Craig,
I'm not having. He's 32. I was stunned with this yesterday. And I'm even more stunned today. He's 39. He's blagging. Yeah. He's not. He's been around forever. Not having it. Yeah. But anyway, David Moyes says we've had an offer from Wolves and we've not accepted it, and that's as much as I can.
Yeah, that'd be. I know
classic David Moyes.
I know he's in the last 6 months, but that'd be silly, wouldn't it? Letting a player go to your rival on loan.
Yeah, they're struggling. Although the next report says could Craig Dawson be heading to West Bromwich Albion? No, because he's not gone to Wolves either.
No, he could let him go to.
He could. Yeah, you never know. Yeah, the Big Yergi's not being happy today either. No. He's got a bit of a cob on because they keep asking him if he's going to bring players in.
Fair play to him.
I mean, I'd say, well, we've already spent 40 million on a player, so why do you keep asking me to bring him more in? I've told you what. But they've got injuries, haven't he? Said Nunes is injured now, isn't he, to go with all the others.
My heart bleeds.
It does. Well, Weghorst has reportedly finished signing his contract. Yeah. They're just waiting for that official.
Yeah. Well, he can't play in the Manchester
Can't
derby,
play anyway, can he? No.
So we're all missing out on the Weghorst. I would love that. Love to have seen him come on against City and bound around like a Labrador.
Would you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just following the ball.
Okay. That's fine.
Chasing the odd cat.
Fair play. Chelsea have signed another player today. 18-year-old Japanese forward Micah Hamano. The highly rated teenager will now head to Swedish side Hammarby IF on loan ahead of their 2023 campaign. That seems like a club with a plan. Get a young player in, highly rated, put him on loan so it gets games we can develop.
That sounds like a plan, doesn't it? Sounds almost like what Brighton used to do. Or Brighton still do. Of course, they lost last night, didn't they? And
Chelsea, yeah.
João Felix got sent off.
João Felix started, was the best player on the pitch by a country mile, and then got sent off, and is now out for 3 games. Costing Chelsea £661,000 a game, apparently. But he was very good last night, and obviously Graham Potter, who is looking a little bit worse for wear at the moment, just shows you the stress.
What about
of
being in charge? What about Chelsea fans singing "We Want Our Chelsea Back"? Which era are they talking about?
I don't know.
Which
era? The electric fences and Ken Bates?
And
being generally shite.
Disabled cars behind the car.
Yeah. Or are they talking about what? Abramovich? The Russian stuff and just buying anyone? And or are they talking about as in the team, as in Marino? Is it, did he not like the style that Potter's playing?
We want Chelsea back, eh?
I mean, the problem, we obviously, listen, you can never tell other fans from other clubs how they should feel about their club. We are outsiders looking at it, but I would say, if they're talking about Graham Potter and the style, it is very early. He's only been there, I think, since late September or September. Game-wise, it's probably about 12 Premier League games or something like that, maybe, if he's had that many, and that to me seems very early to be going, this fella's got to be changed. Yeah, or no?
Yeah, I just think they're a mad club.
Yeah, they are a bit of a mad club, aren't they? See if there's anything else.
Bournemouth have basically bought Lorient, haven't they?
That's gone through.
They've bought Lorient, so now they can just have all Lorient's players. That's not good for us.
Not really sure it works like that.
I think it does.
They may well end up with...
I think it does. I think they just go complete for us.
Dango Uatara. Well, he can, because they can go no matter what happens, Bournemouth get relegated.
Yeah. Well, it's a bit like our HR, yeah? It's like, It's a bit like RHR. They have to go and speak to the boss of Bournemouth goes and speaks to the boss of Lorient and says, "Can I have one of your players?" And it's like, "Yeah, you can.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah." It's the same.
But it'll be
same way.
Watford and AZ won't. If they get relegated, they'll go back on loan.
Yeah.
Fair play.
It's the way to do it again.
Sporting Lisbon are maintaining that right back Pedro Porro will only be allowed to leave the Portuguese side if a club pays his €45 million release clause. It comes as on the back of Tottenham and Chelsea who are very interested in acquiring the right back in this window. You know, it's Spurs probably will be wanting to move on either Emerson or Matt Doherty because they've got them two and they've got Jed Spence as well, haven't they? But all right backs.
Who's never played.
No.
What a weird sign.
It was a weird signing because it was almost like an unnecessary signing.
It's what's ruining the game is just, we'll have him, he did all right, you get him, no, I don't really want him. It's just like, why did you get him then? Let someone else have him.
Didn't he?
Let someone else have him, share the wealth a little bit. It's just...
The minute they extended the subs and all that, this was what happened. You know, and we're talking about Chelsea. You can go back and look at that and say, well, that's, you know, Chelsea were almost the front runners in this. You know, I remember Wayne Bridge, you know, going to Chelsea all those years ago when clubs were chasing him, and they bought Sean Mike Phillips to stop Liverpool having him and then never really played.
I've got no issue with that.
No, I mean, you stop Liverpool, fair play. No, but and then other teams have followed suit and then clubs have been allowed to amass squads with players who were good players but not really going to get in their team. And because you've got 7, 9 subs now, you're almost able to have whoever you want. Whereas, listen, I know football moves on and it changes, but, you know, certainly at a time when we were watching it, when we were younger and there was 3 subs, you know, there was one at first, but then there was 3. It was a squad. A lot of players remained at their club or at good clubs, which meant the quality was better, and they weren't hoovered up. The bigger clubs only really bought your players if they were going to get in their team. It's not the case now.
Wage cap. You know? The only thing that's going to solve it is a wage cap.
I don't think people want it to be solved, do they?
No, but they don't, because ultimately, TV and all that don't want. Even though they absolutely love when, like, there is a bit of a mix-up and, like, you know, teams are... They love it, like, you know, they love a result like that last night, but then they still want Chelsea fighting for the top 6 and top 4. It's mad. Yeah. It's mad. It's supposed to be like a league for everybody, but it's clearly not. But
Wolves have got 2 deals on the go today.
Yeah,
they're trying to. Well, they're very close to agreeing a deal to sign João Gomes, who is a Brazilian under-20 central midfield player. He's 21 years old. He's already played 100 times at club level. And they're also in talks with Paris Saint-Germain to sign Pablo Sarabia, the striker, who's a well-known compatriot, obviously, of the manager, Lopetegui. He's made 19...
Is that what you say?
I don't know. I said that different every time I say it. He's 30 years of age. He's made 19 appearances in all competitions for PSG so far this season. That one, I wouldn't be getting too excited about. He's not exactly great.
Let's talk about the Everton transfer situation.
Go on.
That's what most people are here for, let's be honest. So Frank Lampard just done his press conference. So he was asked whether anything was happening, and he basically said, I don't want to say nothing. And then I think he was asked again by, was it Alistair McGowan who asked him? He always has a unique way of getting things out of him, which won't happen anymore because this was his last press conference.
Wolves have also agreed to fee for Mario Lemina from Nice.
Yeah, from Nice.
Yeah, £9 million.
Tremendous. And he just said that we are trying to put deals together, but there's nothing sort of imminent. He was asked whether Alex Iwobi would the position for Alex Iwobi's position would be somewhere Everton would like to strengthen. He said no because it was only short term, and then later on blabbed out. Basically, he just blabbed it out. It was like he was holding on to a secret he just couldn't keep hold of. He was like, "Oh, you might be playing tomorrow. We'll have to see in the morning." It was like you were asked earlier on if there was any change in the injuries, and you said no. So it was like he couldn't hold his water. But Everton have been linked with a 33-year-old Brazilian centre-back from Atletico Madrid. Philippe.
Yeah.
And if Everton, I imagine Everton would be looking at that deal so they can get rid of Michael Keane. If they were looking at that deal, they would be looking at that kind of deal to get rid of Michael Keane and maybe Mason Holgate, possibly, because he was asked again about outgoings. He said not much was happening at the moment. But you imagine if they want to try and get money in, they're going to have to try and sell, you know, a Mason Holgate or a Michael Keane just to try and boost the coffers.
Why would you want a 33-year-old centre-back? You've got 49 centre-backs.
But, I mean, I think I just basically said it then.
Oh.
So they can sell someone.
No, I know, but just sell them anyway. You don't need to replace them with a 57-year-old fella.
No, but you need cover, don't you?
You're giving someone else a wage. He's already 33. It's at the wrong end of the pitch. We've got Reece Welsh. We've got James Coleman, Michaelenko.
Reece Welsh is good enough, though, does he?
To me, again, if Everton are points ahead of recruitment from within their club, they are idiots. Go and get someone who is doing it somewhere, knows what they're doing, knows there's other countries in the world where you can get players from, and get him in. Don't be promoting from within.
But we know they are promoting from within.
No, that's a disgrace.
But we know
it's a disgrace.
They're doing what they always do, which is basically go full circle. Give the guy the job back to the guy who had it before Rafa came in.
Pathetic.
We know that. We already
Utterly
know that.
Pathetic.
But that can be the only reason to look at him, surely, isn't it? Is to basically bring someone in who they maybe can give a deal to for 18 months so they can get some money in for.
No, it must.
Keane or Holgate, or even both.
It must do. It must be. That must be the reason.
Shifting
but that to me is a joke. It's a joke.
Moving the deck chairs around.
I'd rather them go, well, there's this lad who's 19 in France or Germany who's like $1.5 million, and we'll get him and we'll sell these two.
Yeah,
for
I get that. Yeah,
I just don't understand.
But what if the only way? But what if the only way they can bring in attackers is by selling?
No,
and if you're selling, you have to. And what if it's just a dead easy deal to do? No, I'm playing devil's advocate.
You are playing devil's advocate. Stop going full net on me. Yeah, obviously there's ways that you have to juggle. Yeah, of course. You know, he's only played twice, hasn't he, this season?
That means he's fresh.
And he's worked with Simeone. So you're saying he's going to bring Simeone's values into the dressing room? Is that what you're saying?
He's not afraid to sneeze.
He's not afraid to sneeze. He's going to be grabbing his cojones in front of all of them. I don't know. I honestly, I don't know.
I think it sounds tremendous.
Fair. Listen. Yeah. Few people are having issues with Peyton, apparently. Premier, apparently.
Yeah. That would not be us. We do not control.
No. It seems okay, but I don't know. If you're on Premier, just give us a little message in the comments. Gary Ward, of course, has. He's the top man. Oh yeah, Robert Oldfield saying the same thing.
Okay.
Why are all that locked out?
I have no idea.
We don't know.
We don't know, and we are currently live, so we can't find out.
So we can't find out what that is. Maybe try to log out, log back in or something. Try that, the normal switch on, switch off.
I always find that works.
Yeah, we're at their mercy almost really. But yeah, no, you can understand, can't you, that people Evertonians will be concerned if Everton, the first signing, Everton makes a 33-year-old centre back when everyone knows we need.
But let's get it right. We're absolutely skint, right? We're absolutely skint. So therefore, they're gonna have to sell somebody. They're gonna have to They're gonna have to sell what they can sell, which is a Michael Keane or a Mason Holgate or even both. And if they have to bring cover in, and that's a 33-year-old player from Atletico Madrid, fans are gonna have to just get on with that. But then again, this is about communication. And don't get me wrong, I don't expect Everton to show their hand and say we've got no money. But clearly they are skint. Clearly Everton can't do anything. Clearly we are trying to get ducks in a row to try and bring people in. And wait.
I think skint's probably not the right word.
No, skint in the new way of looking at things.
Financial,
as in
profit and sustainability. There's obviously no room to do anything because the books are still terrible and probably won't get any better until the summer at least, before it'll edge slightly better. We might have a bit more money or we sell someone right now, which I've got no real issue with, but as in moving forward, you have to sell to buy kind of thing, or not even sell to buy, but manage your finances better. There's no issue with that. But come on and tell us then.
Can't do, can they? It's a. But you're showing your hand, aren't you? I mean, even us, we're not that stupid enough to think that we want to be communicated in that way. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, they don't really have to say anything. We can see, can't we?
Yeah, we're skin.
Every man and his dog would know.
Everyone else
have money,
everybody's doing business. It's the 13th of December, January. Sorry. World Cup.
What a day.
And we haven't done any business and every single player that we've been linked with has been linked with other clubs, and you just go, yeah, there's more. He'll go there. I mean, Bournemouth buying Lorient. You can't tell me that's just not the thing to go. Yeah, we'll have him. There's no way they're going to sell us either of those players now, and not on terms that would be preferable to us as well, which is obviously on the Clarny. So it's not good. It's not good. But yeah.
But we are where we are.
Iwobi being back tomorrow.
That will be
helps. Dom's had a good week.
He's feeling good.
He's in a good place. He's in a good, not the bad place.
Nope.
He's in the good place.
Good place.
With Ted Danson.
There you go. I mean, it's looked like he's been there at some stage. But yeah, let's hope he's in a very good place. Scores goals.
He's in a good place at 5 o'clock tomorrow.
That's it, isn't it? That's what you want. That's what you want. Yeah, so, we all know what happens, and Everton, I'm sure, will know, but people will still always go back to, obviously, Maupay and McNeil in the summer, as in terms of we had some money to spend, and okay, that might have, again, they might have been 2 deals based on Clarny. Brighton and Burnley might have been
more like clear. They're more like clear pay.
Yeah, maybe.
Clarny, I think they're
well, maybe, but they
might
have been happy to take those.
Do you think if we miss a payment, but Burnley'd come and take him back?
They might take him back, you never know.
I'd have no issue with that.
No, but that might be the way, because those clubs were happy to take that money. That was the way Everton done the deal, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Bruce says, reckon we can convince Burnley to give us our 20 million back. And Ewan Morton says we bought 2 fast goal scoring wingers for half a McNeil. That Burnley.
Are you a Burnley fan, is he?
Must be, maybe.
Fair play to you.
Maybe.
Fair play to you, good luck.
Jack says Moffey to Newcastle progressing quickly, and Bournemouth are favourites to get Uatara. Both reported today, furious with both. We need to wake up.
We haven't got more.
I mean, the reports out of France are Moffey's about to sign for Nice.
Is that why Thingo's left to go to Wolves?
That's why Thingo's going.
Well, Nice have got the money as well. Let's not forget.
So,
they're
but Newcastle can get whoever they want. They've got money.
They won't.
No, what I mean is they've got money, and they'll only get ones who they think will help them. If they think.
I was going to say, why would? I mean, don't get me wrong, but you would think right now, if you were Newcastle, you've got Alexander Isaac,
Callum Wilson.
He's out. Callum Wilson. And obviously Chris Wood.
And Almiron as well, who gets goals.
Did you say Chris Wood?
No. Terrible. He's terrible. He's the big dope.
Is he that terrible though?
Yeah.
I think he'd be boss for us. I think he'd save us.
Why wouldn't he be good for Newcastle? He's terrible for Newcastle.
Because they're in the top 4.
Yeah, but he was terrible for them last season when he was bottom of the league.
Yeah, but so what?
I just wouldn't, personally.
I've said to you, I want to see the greatest experiment in football, which is Man City by Chris Wood.
And see what he's like.
I want to see it. I want to see mad stuff happening in footy like that, where someone goes, let's see how good you are.
To Man City.
Oh, imagine, it'd be amazing. He'd be amazing. No, but mad stuff.
Can't we get Guardiola on loan for like 3 months?
How boss would that
see how good he is.
How good are you really, Pep? Yeah. Is Chris Wood?
No, how good are you really, Pep? Is Everton?
No, come on. Settle down.
Yeah, but imagine
he's not a magician.
Imagine it. And then Lampard could go to City and see how good Frank is with better players. who play his system.
Yeah, better players. They were called Chelsea.
No, and they were in the top 4. So there you go. Yeah, we've got a super chat. It's from Ricky Kane. Thank you very much. Ricky says, afternoon, gents. I'm dreading the Southampton game. If we don't win, I can't see us staying up, and that terrifies me. Loving the content. Ricky, thank you very much for your super chat.
Thanks,
All
Ricky.
I would say, and you might turn around and say, I already am. I don't know. But if you're not a Premier member, sign up and become a Premier member. Try for a month. It's cheaper than what you've given us in the super chat. And then you'd have a month of exclusive stuff. That's up to you, Rick. I'm just trying to give you value for money. But it's up to you, mate. But thank you very much. Do appreciate it.
This week alone, there are interviews with Joe Thomas from the Liverpool Echo and Mark Douglas from the Eye, 2 top journalists. And last week, Alistair McGowan was on.
And a very special Inside the Game as well coming out this week.
Oh, there's an Inside the Game coming out next week, isn't there? Very special one.
Very
I wonder who
special.
that's with.
Very special.
Did we only say there was 2 parts? Or is there a third part that we've been holding back? Holding back the third part of a very special man who's in America.
To find out about
general stuff.
Coaching stuff.
Well, in fact, the third part is good because as a certain competition went back to training this week, that person spoke about the coaching aspect of his career and life, maybe in a foreign country.
There you go.
That I visited twice last year.
There you go.
But who could it be?
We don't know. Okay. Geordie Tune for Life says, Jack, nothing here about Moffey. Definitely no report in the
I don't.
No, Moffey.
I don't think.
According to France today, a lot of French reports today, Moffey is going to Nice today. I don't know whether that happened or not, but that's what the French reports are saying. Because what one of them that I'd seen this morning said, even though Everton are strongly interested in him, he's going to go to Nice. I haven't seen anything to suggest, sadly, that Everton are strongly interested in him. Or maybe Everton said to Lorient, listen, we really want Cheddar Moffey. And he went, lads, 10 million up front. And we went, give you 1.
Yeah.
And he went, no.
How about a packet of biscuits? We know how bad the situation is because we've heard the story about the Everton mints this week, didn't we?
The Everton mints are being dragged back, yeah. Costing, that's someone's wages. Carla says, hi lads, respect to the people that left the fans forum. Hopefully it'll spark action at the club, although I'm not holding my breath, unfortunately. No, full respect to Dave Witch and Steve Kelly, who both resigned from the fans forum, and I think Han
from the Fab,
resigned from the Fab due to just not being able to be fully on board with that, given what's going on and the responses.
The Fab meeting on Sunday's been cancelled as well.
But if that has been cancelled because of threats, then that's absolute nonsense. And whoever has done that needs to have a word with themselves. This is the kind of stuff that derails anything that is where you've got a unified view, or people, not maybe unified because that's probably a little bit too far, but if people go, you know what, I understand why those people want to protest, and I kind of agree with them. The minute threats start coming out, abuse, division, it all falls apart. So if you know anyone who's threatening people, or you know they are, or you are that person, or you've got any kind of influence, send the message out of like, let's not be knobheads about it. Let's just be
do it properly.
Do it properly. Stay as united as you can. Do it respectfully, and it'll carry a lot more weight than other stuff.
Here's one, non-Everton.
Oh, come on.
So the Brighton manager, De Zerbi, has said Trossard isn't on the list for the next game. The last session before the last game, when he understood he wasn't playing, he left the session without telling me anything. I told him, I don't like this attitude. Yeah.
Spurs want him, don't they?
That's what you're doing, innit?
Spurs
why
want
should
him.
he? They've been winning games and he hasn't been playing, so why should he go back into the side?
James W. says, strange reports coming out of Germany that Mukoko's dad has said he's actually 22 and not 18.
That's
the young Dortmund striker.
That's not a shock. Because he plays like a 22-year-old.
He was playing at 16, wasn't he? So really what they're saying is he was 20 when he was playing at 16. So fair play. The Blues says, even if Bournemouth don't get him, Lorient wouldn't sell him to us because they're our rivals and it would cost them.
Lorient are now our rivals outside that. But I mean, it's weird. If only like, you know, if only someone had suggested this maybe 5 years ago, that Everton should buy a foreign team and start using it to bring players through, help with the work permits at the time, and you know, use it to put players at that they can bring in from South America and all. If only someone had mentioned that, maybe.
Football and boxing, who thinks a Spurs fan, says it's ridiculous. Spence hasn't even been given a chance. But has said, you can have Emerson if you want. No, we're all right. We're all right. Cheers. Raspberry Nesbitt says, you're all ready for the sit-in, lads? Yeah.
Yeah.
Ready for the match first, like.
Ready for all of it.
Jack says, Forest, Southampton, Newcastle United, all in a semi this year, so lesser clubs do win. It's always in response to the Blues saying lesser clubs don't win trophies anymore because it's difficult. Blue Cali says, if we lose tomorrow, I'm just going to shut myself away and keep watching the World Cup on loop. What a month that was, not worrying about Everton. Yeah. Absolutely.
It was genuinely boss. No, what was genuinely brilliant about it? It was just, I didn't think of it about Everton for a minute. And I find that really, I said it at the time, and I heard a few people going, oh, you know, this is not proper footy or blah, blah, or can't wait for Boxing Day. And I was like, I could happily.
I don't understand people who thought like that. I really didn't.
No, but some people it was like they were trying hard to almost be
one Everton to come.
Yeah, no, but
to
like
not enjoy the footy,
to be like, oh, this is not
stupid.
proper footy. It's like, mate, look where we've been pushed to.
Yeah,
that we're not looking forward to footy, and look what's happened literally since we've come back. We're not won a game.
Everything's gone worse,
and everything's just got 10 times worse.
John Jones has just had a conversation with Robbie from Arsenal Fan TV. Says amazing. Yeah, Rob's a good lad. He's a good lad. Geordie Tune for Life, who's a regular on these, says Ped Wood is the equivalent of McNeil as a centre forward. I rest my case.
I'm messing about. Well, that's why I'd like to see him go to City though. That's like FIFA stuff. The game You're 3-0 down with 30 minutes to go, and all you've got is Chris Wood on the bench.
Ricky has come back to me.
Okay.
And this is why I said you might already be Ricky, because I was thinking, I'm sure I've seen the name in our Premier thing. Okay. I'm already a Premier man. Remember, I'd just like to support the channel.
He just loves us.
And I've got nothing but respect for Ricky there. And Ricky has put more into this channel than what Farhad Mashiri has into Everton. That's all I'm saying. Certainly this week anyway. But nice one, Ricky. Massively appreciated, mate. Carla says, I recommend becoming a Premier member. Much cheaper than therapy, and we all understand what everyone's going through. Thank you, Carla.
It was the other way around last night. So I spoke to Mark Douglas from the Eye, and he's done an half an hour interview for us. But he spoke to me for like 2 hours. So there was me and a couple of other people, and there's going to be an article tomorrow in the Eye. And Mark covered Newcastle when he worked for the Chronicle, so he knows all about this. And it was like a therapy session. It was amazing. He was just sitting there going, so what? And it was just pouring out of us.
Yeah.
Or,
it will do.
By the end, it was like...
Everyone's crying.
It was brilliant.
Need someone to hold you after it. Yeah, it is grim, isn't it? Cam's in the comments. Hello, Cam. Hope you're good, mate.
No, Donny van de Beek's out for the rest of the season. That means we can't sign him.
Says, how are we, boys? Can't we just end the season already and go to the USA?
You're not coming. You're a part-timer. You
haven't been
No.
I've been able to do AOB, USA, Carla is fuming with you.
No, sorry. How dare you? How dare you?
How very dare you?
How dare you leave the fight and piss off abroad on Boxing Day? You should have stayed here and been miserable like the rest of us. But no, you chose happiness. You chose paying for 11 days, but only staying for 6. You bugger.
But Cam, on another note, how good was that NPC in Minnesota Mall, mate? How good was it? How scary was it? But how good was the NPC? The NPC and the mystery drink.
The mystery drink.
Carla keeps asking when we're doing AOB USA. There's 2 people to blame the fact we haven't done it. One's over there with slides on.
Someone.
And the other one's in the comments.
Literally, Ned got asked to do
A documentary.
Asked to do 3 things. Well, he got asked to do a documentary for it. It's never been done.
Never done.
He got asked to do a stadium update. That was in October.
Done.
It's never been done. And we were asked to. Everyone's been asking us to do an AOB from America, which hasn't been done just because of Ned.
And 4, we asked him to wear shoes.
Yeah, we asked him to wear shoes.
And he's got sliders on.
Yeah.
So, but you're not poorly at all.
We'll be taking that to HR.
We will. Corin says, afternoon, lads, not looking forward to tomorrow's game. You know what, Corin? Look forward to it. Just look forward to it, because otherwise you're going to be miserable and worried about it, and then the game will come, and then you'll be miserable and worried in the game, and then the sit-in will happen, and then you'll have a nice rest at the sit-in, and then you'll go home, and then you'll look back and think, oh my God, that was depressing. So we may as well look forward to it. If it all goes tits up at 3 o'clock, then fair play. That's football, but don't ruin your day today and the 24 hours till tomorrow. This time tomorrow we'll know that Frank's playing 1 at the back. So,
1 at the back. Don't we normally play?
Dan says I'm on Premier now, but keep missing the call and need to sort it out. You do, Dan. You do need to sort it out.
6 o'clock on a Wednesday. It's not moving round.
Well, it means 5 o'clock.
Like the Ireland and Lost,
5 o'clock on a Wednesday. I mean,
it's still on at 6 o'clock. I'm just saying, if he's there at 6 o'clock, it'll be on.
He'd be all right, yeah.
No, but it's hard to 5.
Jack says I haven't seen the reports of Moffey to Nice, but I hope he does go there. What's your opinion on Xavi Simons? Baz, wish we think outside. He's a nice footballer. This is just my opinion. He's a nice player, but I think he's a little bit too lightweight for the Premier League. Certainly for what Everton need right now, but he is a nice footballer. I know he scored quite a few goals this season as well, hasn't he? But he is a nice footballer. I just think because he's not lightning quick, that size, I think Everton needs to, just right now, we'd almost have to get a framework in that was working really well, and then you could drop players like that into it. That's just my thoughts at the moment. Cruel Hoaxer says, why doesn't Frank try to get Romelu Lukaku on loan?
I'll tell you why.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
There you go. Because he hates England, someone said. Yeah. Wait, where are we? Here. Jay Young's the greatest photo of all time. Jay Young says, have you seen Damari Gray won goal of the month and the club put it on Insta and tagged the wrong account?
Did you?
Well, fair play. Get him.
Oh my God.
Carla says the people abusing Jazz are vile people and are not welcome anywhere near Everton or anywhere really. Well said, Carla. Absolutely disgusting. Cam says, I seen that NPC in Tenerife just walking around the strip. Absolutely. Cam says on the holiday trip as well, just like to point out both myself and Baz are away for the derby. We are actually. We are away for the derby. You've got to, mate. You've got to think, how can I make my life marginally better? But it's massively better if you're away for the derby, not marginally. Carla says, I must have asked loads of time for American AOB. Even Baz remembers it. I do. Rondon the Legend says, Dan Juma to Villa. Yeah, see, it wouldn't surprise me because he played for Emery last season, didn't he? So you'd go back to where, you know, the manager knows you and all that.
Cheers.
Yeah, everyone knows your name. It's all good. Where are we? Harry Matson says, could someone help me understand the rules regarding loans? I gather we can have 4 in total, 2 from England, 2 from abroad, correct? Yeah. If we end the loan early, can EFC get a slot reallocated? Apparently they can. Yeah. But we'll see. We'll see whether that... just seeing something about Odegaard. Oh, Hakon says Odegaard from loan to buy, now Premier League player of the month. Everton have a lot to learn. Well, Everton were interested in Odegaard and then wouldn't, as usual, wouldn't pay the loan fee, and Arsenal snuck in and got him and they've done brilliantly with him and he's tremendous for Arsenal. Yeah. But Everton could have had Odegaard, yeah. But he's just one of a number, isn't he? He's one of a number, and again, that's what I'm saying.
I think what you got to remember is, though, I think, and this is the most important thing, is that this is not just something that's happened in like the last couple of years. Even this is 7 years, isn't it? This is just 7 years or 8 years, sorry, of just
poor decisions.
Is it 9 years next month? Was it 2000?
For which?
For
Managerial, no, 7 years next one.
Is it 7?
2016,
16,
March
sorry.
2016.
Yeah.
7 years
Yeah.
of terrible decision making.
Just and all the decisions just going. So it's not. You can't even point to one.
Do you know how
thing.
bad he's been? Is that the decisions under Bill Kenwright were way better. And I say that like just going, that in some respects, that should show you that how poor the decision maker's been.
Well, I'll never ever see. The thing is, though, I was actually thinking about this last night about the whole "be careful what you wish before" kind of sentiment that was around 10 years ago.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I can't think that way because Bill Kenwright's still at the football club, so it's not, is it? Do you know what I mean? No, he's made the final decision. I agree completely with that. But what I mean is that Bill Kenwright's still at the football club, so therefore it's not. Be careful. I mean, yeah, we should have been. Be careful. We got Bill and someone else in with him, so maybe we should have listened to all those.
I think the thing is when we had
club members,
when we had Moyes and Kenwright, when Moyes was running it, because we didn't have a lot of money, we had to make the right decisions. And in general, he didn't get many wrong, Moyes, did he? Because we had to make the right decision.
Very, very few decisions wrong.
The problem is, when we got the money, all of that kind of planning went out the window. We just started going, we'll buy him. There was no plan, was there? There's no plan. No plan. No
thorough. You didn't need a plan with FFP in a way, because it was like, well, if it doesn't work, we'll just get rid of them and we'll start again. And then the minute FFP came in, it was like everybody had a plan and we didn't. And we still don't have we haven't had a plan. We still haven't had a plan till Kevin Fell will come and he's trying to enact a plan. That's going to take a while because he's trying to sort out everything.
Yeah.
I spoke when I spoke to Mark yesterday. Mark Douglas, he was covered Newcastle when Rafa was there, and he just said to me on a, not even about the Liverpool connection. It's just like it was never going to work. No. They were just bad for each other. In terms of how everything worked out. And then we know Rafa Benitez, as we said yesterday or the day before, undermined everything Marcel Brands wanted to do, and it's been a mess for 7 years. The whole thing.
Yeah, it's been terrible,
and it's led us to this, led us to where we are now.
Laszlo says, love your channel, greetings from Belgium. Thank you very much, Laszlo. Hello, hope you're good. Carla says, hey Mike, when are you back in the studio? I like seeing you in there. Mike is coming in on Monday.
Is he not reffing anyone?
I don't think he's got a game Monday refereeing, so we can get in to talk about his latest hair products.
And the World Cup, probably. Because that's when we have good times.
Yeah, we did have good times.
He randomly, Mike just randomly bumps into football.
He does. Does he randomly? Does he randomly? Or does he just follow them around?
Maybe. And takes his son. Like, go and get a picture with them. Oh, I'll get a picture with you as well. Yeah, we know, Mike.
Derek Polahonki says, what do you guys think of James Lawrence Alcott? James, our mate. Good lad.
Was on his video.
In fact, I've just done a video with him, or a little thing for him, for his latest thing. He's a good lad. Nice lad, James. Good lad. Enrico Hack, what a name. Says, so glad about this channel, lads. This is like the biggest Everton update I get in Germany. You're very informative and pretty much watch every video you release.
Germany,
thank you very much.
Germans, Belgians, we have a lot.
It's just
people
going
from
all over
Newcastle.
the world. Newcastle. He's a Geordie Triumph for life. He's a good lad. Watches every day. Fair play to him. Right, where are we? They're just seeing an interesting one. It's gone there. Geordie Triumph for life says, Baz, breaking news. West Ham can confirm Dawson is 57 and not 32. Yeah, absolutely. Not a chance he's 32, mate. Not a chance. He's been around forever.
Maybe his dad will come out and say.
Hey, listen, you never know.
The Wrexham fourth round FA Cup game is on BBC on the Sunday at 4:30.
Come on, Mullen, lads. Do it. Do it for Everton, Mullen. Even though I think you're red. Richard says, afternoon, gents. Let's hope this 33-year-old centre-back is as good up front as Michael Keane is in training. Derek says if Philippe links don't make much sense. No, they don't. Unless, like Ped said, you can sell to him and bring him on a short term.
They do make sense if you're playing 4D chess like I do.
Tom says, Baz, your closing statement on the live last night was absolutely spot on. Can you go into a little bit more, as his comments about the fans picking managers has destroyed me. I personally haven't agreed with a single coach he's ever employed and did Tuchel really want the Everton job. I can't even remember what I
So
said.
basically, I don't know what you said. I wasn't listening.
I think I was
I'll
just
give him
saying
credit.
we didn't choose the managers.
No, we didn't. We didn't.
We were
You
never.
basically said we didn't do this. We didn't do because we know. But what you? So I looked at what TalkSport had put out on their website about what he said, right? And if you listen to what he says, right, it's scripted. People don't talk like that. He says, "I am a fan. We are all hurting. We all pick the managers." So what he's basically saying, I'm one of you, and he's making it look like there's a collective responsibility. That people don't talk like that. People just don't talk like that. That is scripted. It's clear as day. It's scripted. If you look at the transcript, he's saying, "I'm one of you. We pick the managers. It's a collective responsibility, and you're as much to blame as I am." No, we're not. No, we're not, mate. We just pay our money and go in the gate. It's like when people go, you picked Frank. It's like, we didn't pick Frank. We just didn't want the other fool who'd just been on Sky making a tit of himself.
Imagine if he wouldn't have said anything. He might have ended up with the job.
We were given 3 options.
And one,
in a way,
one wasn't a real option because
they were never going to pick Dunk.
No one backed Dunk, did they?
They were
As
never
in the
pick,
club, I mean.
No, they were never going to pick Dunk. It was like when we picked the last badge, and they were like, "Here's 3 you can choose from." 2 were like Ned would draw on in the sand when he goes on beach holidays with Cam in the future. And there was like 1 that was the clear standout because it looked pretty much like an Everton badge. It was like, they're not real choices. Yeah. That's not real choice.
No. I like you said before, I never picked Koeman. There was other managers I thought we could have got, but I kind of saw the logic in it, but Everton had already had reservations about that before they signed the contract with him. So that's when really they should have gone, you know what, this actually isn't for us. And they had the opportunity to keep looking at that stage. There was other managers. They sacked him, and Thomas Tuchel wanted the job, but because the owner was fantasising about Marco Silva at that time, Tuchel got ignored. And he panicked Allardyce, and then obviously got Marco Silva, and it went from there. I didn't want Sam Allardyce. I wouldn't have chosen him. Marco, all right. Time went on. Fair enough. He was a young manager. He was coming in with a younger director of football, or a new director of football. Thought that might work. It didn't. He's proven that if you leave him alone and let him get on with it and give him some tools, he actually can coach a bit. But he shot himself in the foot, so I've got no issue with that. By bringing Boa Morte in, he fully shot himself in the foot. Then, after that, he could have got David Moyes back, and that would have been the right time to get David Moyes back. Or he could have, Duncan just had the 3 games, he could have stuck with. He got Carlo, people rightly or wrongly, but you can't really argue. It was Carlo Ancelotti, and it was a manager that's done things, so it was like, all right then, fair enough, let's see. And Ancelotti, whatever. And then Benitez, nobody chose Benitez, nobody. And so we can't turn round, and like you just said, Frank, we got to a short list of 3 people. Well, we were never asked about the short list. We sat here before Benitez for a month going, we could get this fella. We were champion Graham Potter. I know a lot of people at the time weren't, but we were saying, well, he's someone who's got an idea, an ideology. He'll get you playing in a certain way, and he'll try to work it for there. That might have worked with Brands. We know Brands liked them. But there was Lucien Favre, who's very experienced, and he might have been a nice, calm pair of hands after Ancelotti.
He's out to work at the moment.
He is, but we wouldn't get him now. We liked Gaultier, and by all accounts, he liked Everton and wanted to crack in the Premier League. He was there, and there was others. There was more, there was others out there who Everton could have been a bit bolder and gone.
Well, who did we go for?
And there was that was last January. I'm talking about the summer, and then in that summer there was also they were also looking around at different managers who again wouldn't necessarily have been on our thing. Nuno Espirito Santo, why he ever ended up on an Everton shortlist, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Wolves fans couldn't wait to see the back of him. He went to Spurs and lasted 10 games, and they were just like, this manager's terrible, and the football he plays is absolutely terrible. So they sacked him. So we ended up with Rafa Benitez, which if he'd have put a thing out and gone, these are 10 managers who we're looking at, Just do a little poll, just to like test the water.
Yeah,
I know you're not going to do that, but if he'd have done that, or 5 and gone test the water, no one, or hardly anyone would have voted for Rafa Benitez. You can't turn around and say we're all in this together and we've all chosen and we've dismissed managers together and all that. Yes, he's right. We probably have wanted most of the managers out. I've said that to you a few times about him. Has he really sacked someone?
The only managers that we actively sort of really went after was Martinez, because he was just a joke towards the end, and Benitez. Everyone else, it was like probably time for him to go, but I don't think fans were really active. There wasn't banners, there wasn't sit-ins or anything.
No. And so, you know, we can use that and try to pull us all in together. But the reality is he's made decisions and the board maybe have made decisions that us, the fans, haven't agreed with. Yes, last January, when he got rid of Benitez, they went, here's your 3. You know, one was Frank Lampard, one was Vitor Pereira, and one wasn't even really Dunk. Dunk got invited down as an afterthought, almost, didn't he? To us, didn't he, have been asked to go down to London tomorrow on the day of the interviews. They didn't let him prepare. They hadn't given him a week's notice and gone, Dunk, you're coming down for an interview, so get your presentation ready. Get this done, get that done. Wayne Rooney was in the running and pulled out because there was no real assurances and he had a job to do. It wasn't like a well thought out process with all of these candidates. You know, we got told there was 110 applications. So if there's 110 applications and there's some big managers were out the game, how the hell did we end up with a fella who's on Sky pleading for the job? Frank Lampard. And then an afterthought asking Dunk to go down to make it.
Don't forget as well, I mean, Frank Lampard, no one really was like, no one was pushing Frank Lampard.
No.
It was just like, as all the other ones melted away, he just sort of got close. And you're right what you said before, until that Pereira did that interview, he was getting the job.
Yeah, well, Machiri was putting it out.
And everyone just went, what are you
where's this come from?
You can't give this fella, he's just had a meltdown on TV. He's not going to last 5 minutes at Goodison.
No.
And then it was like,
give it to Frank.
Give it to Frank. And it was like, I'll give you what you wanted. It's like, no, you haven't given me what I wanted, mate. I don't want Frank Lampard. I just didn't want that fella. Go and get me something better.
I wasn't against Frank Lampard. I still not think he's a nice fella, and I think he wants to do his best for Everton and all that. But what I would say to Machiri if he was sat here is that wasn't a real shortlist. You can't tell me you exhausted every avenue and they're the 3 managers you come up with, because I know for a fact Duncan was a late, come down to London for a chat tomorrow. Didn't give him any time to prepare.
Also,
and where's Pereira was getting the job? It was out there.
This is
it was
also
out there.
the inconsistency.
That's nothing against Frank, by the way. It's nothing
the
at all.
Inconsistencies of the man. It's like, well, I'll give you this fella because you want this fella, but then I'll just go and get Rafa Benitez, or I'll do this and then I'll do something completely different, or I'll let him appoint a manager. And that is when people. There's no plan. There is no plan. No. And it's clear as day, there's no plan. What style of football do you play? Well, it's not the same as the last fella. Fine, that's okay, because I've just bought in 12 players. You can have all them. It's like, there's no plan. There's no plan.
And I guess, right, that this is the worry. And I've seen this from a few fans, actually. This is the worry where if we actually did decide that Frank Lampard wasn't the right man, where would the shortlist be again? What would the shortlist be? Will Vitor Pereira be on it again? Would Martinez be on it? You know, the fact he tried to get Martinez back last January should be the biggest red flag to everybody.
The shortlist would be Sean Dyche.
Of course it would, because that doesn't have to think. I don't know whether Wayne Rooney. He should be.
He'd be on their shortlist.
He should be, yeah.
Wayne Rooney. No, be on their shortlist. Might be. Mightn't accept it. Dyche, Rooney, Graham Potter probably by then. And yeah.
And they probably say
Phil Parkinson. It's grim. It's just grim, innit? Grim. There you go.
You've got to have a plan. And you've got to... when you're interviewing them, there has to be a thing of how are you gonna do it? why are you doing it? How are you going to do it? Yeah. John Jones says Rooney pulled out because he didn't. Yeah.
We know
exactly what happened.
Exactly what
that's
happened,
nonsense.
We know
that's
exactly
nonsense.
what happened.
But yeah, let's just see what happens.
The official story and what really happened aren't the same.
No,
so,
of course not.
Which is always, literally, Wayne Rooney's had to put up with that for his entire life concerning Everton. The story that was put out and the real story aren't the same.
No, nowhere near what the same thing is. And actually, he's one. If Lampard did go, he's one who they should seriously consider, for the simple reason that he's a young manager. He knows the football club anyway, but he's also worked at Derby under ridiculous conditions of can't do this, no money, academy players getting debuts and all that. And if you're being serious about stuff, he would have to be a serious candidate. And therefore you'd have to have other serious candidates as well, and then weigh the whole thing up. But Everton don't necessarily do that, and that's why they're in the mess they're in.
And do you know what? I mean, I honestly don't know how to feel about, say, Rooney or whatever. But look at the guys top of the league.
Yeah.
It's his first job.
Yeah. Never had a job.
His first job.
Yeah. Made Peppers cups of tea.
It's his first job.
And it's who you put round you as well, isn't it?
Steve Round.
Put Steve Round, yeah.
Put Steve Round him.
Round you, yeah. There you go. John Jones, he'd already done an interview. He'd done an interview. I'm not saying anymore. He'd done an interview.
We've spoken to him.
And then they wanted him
Don't say anymore.
No, I'm not going to say anymore.
John, he's been in here, mate. We met him in America. We spoke to him. We know. Honestly.
Right, let's race through these. Like Anthony Anna says, yeah, that's something different. Adam says, am I missing something with Alanga? What hole does he fill in this squad? Not even sure he offers more than Gordon, and that's saying something. Strikes as lazy scouting again. Lionsy says, afternoon lads and fellow Blues, can't be asked talking about that fool today. Thought Frank's press conference was good. He spoke truthfully. I feel about us and what we expect, and I like that. Good to hear Alex may be fit for tomorrow and Dom's training well. Let's hope they do their jobs on the pitch. Quite looking forward to tomorrow. Sounds. Steve P says, I'm probably sound delusional here and might be fantasising, but if the stars could align and we could somehow manage to get Simeone, come on, mate. I couldn't think of anyone more perfect for us. Would be like Ancelotti on steroids. And I know it's very unrealistic, but Ancelotti's a bigger name than him, has won way more, and not a single person on this planet thought he'd ever be our manager, and no one ever imagined James Rodriguez should be playing for Everton. But money talks. If you had any manager, who would it be? Ambition also, talks. Baz, did you get it? I haven't looked at Matson, but I will do tonight, mate. You'd love Simeone. I think most people would love Simeone, but he's not coming here.
No, he's not coming at all. But he's like,
he will be good though, obviously.
Yeah. Once upon a time, maybe, but no.
Stuart says the biggest problem this club has, fan anger aside, is Mashiri, Kenwright and Denise are probably very nice individuals who genuinely want the best for the club. I mean this as a fan who's loathing them right now. But one of the main problems with this is they've drawn up such a personal intimacy over the last few years that they are blinkered to outsiders looking in. We know how theatrical and dramatic Kenwright is and everything he does, so why wouldn't Mashiri and Denise love him as a person? Kenwright probably sees Denise daughter-like, and Denise will see Bill as a father figure. We have too small a board, which means everything is more personal than as if it was a board of 10. The problem here is all three start to become reliant on each other for support and ultimately unwilling to be honest and throw each other under a bus. They're all too nice to a fault, and that's why we are where we are. Yeah. There's probably a lot of truth in that, Stu. Carla says Everton can't afford to buy players, meanwhile Bournemouth are buy an actual club. Yeah. Anthony Stubbs says, okay guys, it's sunny here in Winsford. Peter Finn says, do any of our attack get in Burnley's team? Dom doesn't he, let's be honest. Daniel Davison says, can either of you go through the remaining games and come up with an honest points per game? I had us on 36 points, which will see us down this season. Right, internet is gone. End of stream.
Is it ended?
It's spinning.
Oh no, it's come back on.
Is it back on? I think Ned just keeps pulling something out the wall. He doesn't. The internet has been...
Ned
terrible today.
Just like has like all kinds of Wi-Fi devices on, then goes, the internet's really bad. That's what it is.
I don't know.
When we come in here, everyone should turn
Yeah,
their
we'd
Wi-Fi
all
off.
love seeing Tuchel, but I just can't see him. I can't see him coming back with a chance for Everton to get him. Not now. Because he'd just go, what's happening?
Lad.
What's happening in terms of money and what's happening? And we just go, we haven't got any, we can't do anything. And people will call you clueless. So he just goes, nah, it's all right. I'll go somewhere else. Scarborough's probably a better option.
Scarborough's nice.
Well, you say that. Yeah.
Right, are we done?
Yeah, I think we're done. I'll check.
We're just talking.
Well, we are. I'm just seeing if there was any further updates.
I could be playing Event Horizon.
You could, and so could I, which I'm going home to.
We're up to.
I'm still in the thing. I haven't played it actually the last 2 nights, but I will play it this afternoon. Frank Lampard said Everton are working towards signings at the moment, but nothing is imminent. Is there anything else? Lamina will help solve Wolves' midfield problems.
Oh, that's nice.
We tried to get him last season, didn't we? Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't happen. Right, as usual. Right, we are going. So have a good weekend. If you're on Premiere, just always check it because there's always good stuff on there. But check out Ped's interview on the press box with Mark Douglas. Very good.
There you go.
Very, very good. Right, take it easy. Have a good weekend. Up the Toffees tomorrow. Nice 3 points.
If you go on a match, you stay in your seat after the game.
Don't have to do anything else.
If that's
just sit
how
in your
you
seat.
feel,
Yeah.
if that's how you feel, stay in your seat. Don't have to do anything else. Don't have to go mad. Don't have to flip. Just sit in your seat for 15 minutes. That's all you need to do.
Subscribe and like the video as well.
Do that
as well. And join Premiere, why wouldn't you? Take it easy. Have a good weekend. See you later. Bye.